All right, so I'm back now. Apparently, I had some audio issues when I tried to go live a short while ago for the Amir Khan Brook fight. I don't think many people heard me when I was speaking. A couple of people told me there were some audio issues. Anyways, hopefully, those audio issues are now gone because I do want to talk about this fight and watch this fight live on my channel. So, first off, little bit disappointed that I have to listen to the ESPN commentary, which I'm doing through these headphones over here, as I watch it on my big screen TV. You know, I'm having to listen to Joe Tessitore. Not the biggest fan of his. You know, I was a huge fan of Tim Bradley and Andre Ward as fighters, but I'm not the biggest fan of theirs as commentators. And I was actually quite enjoying the Sky coverage as I was listening to that fight, including up to the last fight with the Jonas big win by knockout, securing her first world title after moving up 3 weight divisions. Very impressive performance by her, although the Uruguayan opponent was apparently a last minute replacement opponent. So there you go. But I actually wasn't hoping to watch this with ESPN commentary, but it is what it is. So Amir Khan versus Brook. Khan, 34-5, 21 KOs. Brook, 39-3, 27 KOs. Going into this fight, I do favor Amir Khan to lose to Brook. A quick switch up there. Probably thought I was going to say Amir Khan favored to win. No, I actually have Amir Khan losing this fight. But I'm going into this fight. I'm going to tell you right now that it's not the most confident pick I've ever made. I don't usually make picks, but why not for this one? There's no title on the line, so you got to make it interesting to a certain extent. So look, live from the MEN Arena, at least that's what it used to be called, the Manchester Arena. There's been big fights over there, obviously. Most famously, recently was probably for being the home of Ricky Hitman Haddon, who had huge fights there, including his win over Costa Zoo, before kind of venturing out here to where I am in the United States. So Costa Zoo, I was a huge fan of his growing up. His loss to Manchester's own Ricky Haddon was a tough one. And filling in for him following that was kind of Amir Khan. Amir Khan being from the kind of a suburb area, Bolton, not quite suburb, but not the big city in the greater Manchester area, kind of took the mantle of being a fighter from that region and put on a lot of big cards over there again before venturing out here to the United States to do his thing here in the U.S. So fight hasn't started yet. I've actually been anticipating this, especially this week. My routine was getting up in the morning, getting on my cardio machine over here, and kind of watching shoulder programming for this fight. I thought Sky did a tremendous job with their kind of mini documentaries, as well as with their face-off show with the two combatants, and of course with Johnny Nelson, who was kind of moderating the thing. As the fight kind of got closer, it stopped being as much of kind of a joke fight to me, which a lot of people kind of framed it as at the beginning. I'm sure every one of you has seen this. I definitely noticed this. This was done in the UK. Obviously, the idea here is that this fight is taking place way later than it should, right? But as you see the guy's fitness, you can tell, no, it's not actually that. All right. It's actually not all the way this. It's actually a little bit more like this. All right. These guys do look primed and ready. They may not be in their prime, but Brook especially looked like he was in great shape. I felt a lot of people think he looked too dried out. I don't agree. I felt that he looked cut, looked ready to go. And, you know, if he doesn't win this fight, you do have to kind of say that Kell Brooks, while he was in big fights against big opponents, that he didn't quite get to where he wanted to go. He did obviously win the title from Porter. That was his most impressive win. But since doing that, it's kind of mostly been disappointment. Disappointment against Triple G, a fight that in retrospect he probably should have never have taken, right? Uh, the fight with Errol Spence Jr., who went out to the stadium in Sheffield to fight him, again, another disappointment. Terrence Crawford came out over here to the US to fight Terrence Crawford, another disappointment. So for me, Kell Brook kind of really needs this. I think he really needs this for it. So, Reese Mack, you're absolutely right. It would be ironic if this became a fight of the year candidate because it was being derided at the beginning by boxing fans for again being, too late in the making. Right, this was one of the early things that popped onto my radar when it came to this fight. But you know, I think it's going to be a good fight. I'm looking forward to it. So, for those of you here watching in the US on ESPN Plus, ESPN has taken over the broadcast. We're no longer watching Sky. A little bit disappointing for me. And right now they're going kind of through the keys of victory. They're talking about the jab for Kell Brook. I agree with that. They're talking about combination punching for Amir Khan. I agree with that. Having said that, though, I think Amir Khan really needs to be wary with his combination punches because he has been caught between shots throwing these combinations. So for me, as much as combination punching is a key to victory for Amir Khan, so is his ability to stay sharp and stay tight on defense. It's not just enough from to throw these shots. He's going to have to also make sure that he's, ready for the receipts. So just listening here to Tim Bradley. Tim Bradley thinks that timing is a key for Kell Brook. This seems to be a theme that a lot of people are saying that Kell Brook really needs to time Khan. Kell Brook's been saying it himself, to be fair. So it's not that I disagree with it. But at the end of the day, that's pretty standard. I think everyone in boxing needs to have good timing to win. But yes, timing, the jab, and we're going to hear now to what Andre Ward has to say. All right, so they're bringing up the fact that Kell Brook's been knocked out, but first off, they were all technical stoppages. Two of them related to the eye. You could say that Crawford was as close to a clean knockout, but the other two were retirement due to injury. So the over under for this fighter for the betting odds is 9.5 rounds. Over -15, under 105. So looks like most people are betting, or well, the bookies anyways are thinking that this fight doesn't go 10 rounds. That's interesting. I mean, if that turns out to be true, I think it will be very exciting for the fans. So yeah, pretty much right now it's filler material on ESPN. Got Andre Ward sitting in his home office in front of his belts, and Tim Bradley sitting in his home office in front of his art collection. Pictures of his fights. It's interesting to me that Andre Ward is being so critical of Amir Khan. Um, and I'm saying that because he spent a lot of time with Virgil Hunter in his gym. So Andre Ward probably does know quite a bit about Amir Khan's deficiencies. Amir Khan versus Kell Brook timelines. Here we go. So 2004, Khan given spot on Great Britain's Olympic team over Brook wins silver medal. 2015, Brook criticizes Khan for chasing a potential fight versus Floyd Mayweather Jr. instead of facing him. 2017, Khan and Brook in talks for a fight but could not agree on financial terms. 2018, and I remember this one very clearly, Matchroom's Eddie Hearn comes close to setting up a fight, but Khan backs out to face Terrence Crawford. And then 2021, boxers Ben Shalom gets both fighters to agree to a fight after both leave Matchroom Promotions. So yeah, pretty interesting that Eddie Hearn couldn't get this fight to happen when he had both of them signed, and that Ben Shalom was able to secure the fight. That's pretty interesting. So they're taking a short break, and apparently they're going to be back from Manchester. So yeah, who do you got in the fight, Khan or Brook? I'm telling you right now that I got Kell Brook. It's been a while since Amir Khan has fought at the top level, to be honest. And if memory serves me well, and I'm going to look it up right now, Amir Khan's last fight was against Billy Dib. I think it was in Saudi Arabia, and I think it was like 2 to 2.5 years ago. So not the greatest, not the greatest activity. It's crazy because as soon as the ESPN telecast took over, the commercials have just taken over as well. Let's see what we got here on the boy Amir Khan. Yeah, so Amir Khan's last fight was against Billy Dib. Yeah, over 2.5 years ago. Billy Dib, of course, is no welterweight. Amir Khan got him out of there in 4 rounds. Uh, Prior to that, it was the Terrence Crawford loss by knockout. Prior to that, it was Samuel Vargas, Phil LaGreco, and the KO loss to Alvarez. So, yeah, I mean, his last big fight was Terrence Crawford, and he was really outclassed in that, to be fair. So, he hasn't been there for a while. Puro Sud, what's good, my brother? Yeah, Team Kel. I think he's got it. I don't have anything against Amir Khan. I just don't think that he's gonna win this fight. I'm struggling to see how he beats Kell Brook. I don't think he's got the power to trouble Kell Brook. And I'm not really sold on the effectiveness of his speed, which obviously everyone keeps talking about. His speed, yes, has troubled some, but it also hasn't troubled a lot of people as well. And this was a faster, younger version of Amir Khan. I mean, his speed was. Here's the thing with his speed. I mean, it will trouble guys. Like you could think of the fight with Danny Garcia. It's going to trouble him for a few rounds. But once you start to time it, I mean, the openings become apparent, It became apparent to Danny Garcia, it became apparent to Saul Alvarez, obviously. And I think that Kell Brook has enough left for that speed to become apparent to him as well. I mean, that's my perspective of it. I could be absolutely wrong, obviously, but that's kind of how I got it. All right, so looks like the crowd is absolutely packed there right now. Manchester Arena looks absolutely full. Main event's about to start. The co-feature fight was actually pretty good in terms of excitement. Jonas securing her first ever world title, moving up 3 weight divisions to do it, albeit for a vacant WBO title. Still an accomplishment, right? Arturo, so you're on the road heading to meet your brother YB in Tijuana, Mexico for Munguia versus Ballard. Let's go. Have fun at that fight, man. That's big. Tijuana. Safe on the road and have fun, man. Reese Mack. Highly anticipated British matchup. I agree. Oh, wow. They're showing the aerial shot of the arena. Everybody's got their phones out for Sweet Caroline. I don't really understand the history behind that one, to be honest. I don't ever know how that took over. It's obviously a song from the United States, but it's obviously way more popular over there than it is over here. I don't know why ESPN has decided to do this. Just they could have just stuck with the Sky card. Wow. So the reason there was such a delay apparently is because Kell Brook team was disputing the way Amir Khan's hand wraps were done. So that's why they were taking so long. Mm. So Andre Ward saying he doesn't quite know what the issue is. Major Key, that's a good point. Let me get my phone app out and score these rounds. All right, Michael Buffer's about to do the announcement. Finally, he's about to do this announcement. There we go. Yeah, let me get my scorecard app out. Major Key, fight score. Yeah, probably were my games, Reese. Mind games, that is. All right, so if I'm looking up during this fight, it's because I'm sitting in front of my TV, which is kind of elevated above my head. So I'm not up here looking at the sky. Kell Brook's always had really good entrances. His entrance is going to start right now. Oh, he's got a dude playing the piano this time. This is pretty dope. All right, so we got the introductions here right now about to start. Appreciate that, Major Key. Yeah, I definitely do get out to the fights. Not this one in the UK. I mean, I'm based in New York City, so. But I used to go to fights in the UK when I lived out there. Oh, there we go. This is his song, Kanye West. All right, Kell Brook is making his entrance down to the ring. Here we go. All of the lights. 35 years old, 5'9", reached 69 inches. Last fight 462 days ago, and we all know what fight that was. That was him against Terrence Crawford. I'd say there was a respectful reaction from the crowd, but they're not exactly hyped for Kell Brook. I have a feeling that it's going to be a very pro Amir Khan crowd tonight in Manchester. This fight is a long time coming, man. Kell Brook wanted that Olympic spot, and he's been chasing Amir Khan ever since. He's got his team there with him that looks like Kid Galahad. Obviously, Dom Ingle is there in his corner. So Kell Brook is changing his gloves right before the fight in the middle of the ring. I've never seen this before either. They're literally putting on his gloves in the middle of the ring. Tim Bradley saying it might be a UK thing, but I don't think it has anything to do with being the UK. Well, the crowd is heating up for Amir Khan, that's for sure. That's a good question, Cam, man. Where does a win for either of these guys take them next? Honestly, I don't really think it takes them anywhere in terms of world titles. I think it might take them to a big money rematch, depending on how exciting this fight is. And I think it may take them to a lucrative fight with a guy like Conor Benn, you know? Because when you think about opponents, I think the elite at 147 may not be competitive. I don't even know if Kell Brook can even make 147 anymore. Amir Khan definitely can. But, you know, Amir Khan, I see him losing convincingly to the top tier at 147. And even that second tier, guys like Boots Ennis, guys like Virgil Ortiz. And, you know, that's high risk, low reward. I mean, they'd probably make more money fighting a guy like Conor Benn. Amir Khan would, that is. So, just my opinion. So Amir Khan is way in the back right now. He looks like he's in the basement of this arena. Oh, this is like the most drawn out introduction I've seen in a while. Chauncey, I don't know what the hell is going on with the gloves. And the Go Mario P, what's good, fam? Yeah, they just literally took off his gloves in the ring and put on new gloves. So I have no idea. They said before, Chauncey, that Kell Brook's team was questioning Amir Khan's gloves. So interesting, though, that led to Kell Brook taking his gloves off. But Amir Khan's coming out to Shaka Khan. Shaka Khan's my favorite female singer of all times. And he's coming out to one of her big hits. Ain't nobody does me better, makes me happy, makes me feel this way. Ain't nobody. Amir Khan has the good intro music, man. I'll tell you that. How can you not like Shaka Khan? Ain't nobody. Come on now. All right, there we go. Well, I tell you what I hope they're gonna do. I hope they go to the UK broadcast and only come to these people between rounds, because I was actually enjoying listening to the UK crew, but hey, it gives you that UK feel of a fight. Getting my scorecard ready, Major Key. AO Arena is what they're calling it now. Well, Michael Buffer's come out to do his thing, and he's going to give us that big let's get ready to rumble. Godson 16, what's good? Sean C. Pearls, what's good? Seems like the COVID era is over. That arena is packed to the brims. Absolutely. Here we go. I'm getting ready here. All right, Michael Buffer's done them justice. Well, they're booing Kell Brook. You got to love Michael Buffer. He does it a little bit different. All right, time for some Amir Khan. I mean, Michael Buffer's really going through all of their accolades, international and intercontinental champions. Okay, so Terrence Crawford is there, Bo Mack is there. It's time for a fight, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for a fight. Ooh, Amir Khan's got all those cupping marks on his back. This is like a big new trend, man. All right, now I got Joe Tessitore in my ear. So we're not getting the Sky Crew anymore. Here we go. Referee's calling them to the center. Amir Khan shaking out his gloves. We got a savage stare down at this middle of the ring. Kell Brook looks ready. Amir Khan's jumping around on his feet. Here we go. They didn't shake hands, but they did touch gloves, ladies and gentlemen. You can sense the energy live from Manchester right here in the Bronx, New York, where I am. It's electric over there right now. Khan's praying right now. Getting those last words into Allah. Here we go. All right, they're both bouncing around. Kell Brook, center of the ring. Amir Khan meets him right there. Amir Khan looking like a little herky-jerky at the moment. Kell Brook's looking to get him against the rope, kind of moving forward a little bit. Kell Brook pops the jab. Amir Khan circles left, circles back right. Ooh. Kell, you can see right now he's already trying to get into the counter punch game because he just tried to counter Amir Khan with a jab. So he clearly is trying to get to that speed. Amir Khan uses his speed right there, lunges in with a hook. Kell Brook back on his stick with a jab, center of the ring. Expect a 1-2 from Brook at some point. Khan's complaining about something to the referee, Victor Lachlan. I'm not too sure what. Kell Brook is being very patient right now. Head movement. 1-2 by Khan, comes back with a left and a right uppercut. Didn't see anything land clear. Khan circling left to right. Kell center of the ring, trying to work towards the ropes with jabs. Jab by Brook. Double jab by Khan. Ooh, he's hurt him. Hook, he hurt him. He is hurt. Amir Khan was stunned there just now by Kell Brook, who landed about 4 shots, and you could see Amir Khan's legs go. Big round by Brook. Back on the jab, Kell Brook. Back on the jab by Hook. Amir Khan tries to come back, but misses. As Brook dips down. Brook back with the combinations. Now Brook is working the body. Amir Khan was clearly affected. It looked like a right-hand hook that caught him. Khan is still on shaky legs right now. Still on shaky legs. But he is fighting back. Kell Brook is now menacing as he grins at Amir Khan. Puts him against the ropes. Tries to land a right hand. Left-right combination by Brook. Right hand to the back of the head by Khan to close out the round. Khan is hurt. Let's see what happens in the corner here. Well, they got him in the corner. Bomac is blocked, and his assistant right now, Isao Dieguez, is the one giving him water, but we can't really get a good look because of the camera angle. Let's see what hurt him. Right hand, left hook, just like I said. Bambi legs almost instantly, and then he followed up with multiple right hands. Right hand, lead right, followed by a left hook, lunging in, caught him, and hurt him. Ooh, shaky legs by Khan. To Khan's credit, though, he did valiantly try to fight back, but that was a tough one from Amir Khan. So I have that one 10-9 round leading right now for Brook. 10-9 Brook. Ooh, Brook, big hook by Hook. Big hook by Brook. Amir Khan's coming back, fighting hard. But he's leaning in right now with these shots. He's overextending himself, and Brook looks like he's waiting to counter. Amir Khan is not looking very sharp right now. He's missing a lot of these fast punches that he's throwing. He's just missing the target, even with the jab. It's not very accurate right now. Kell Brook is just waiting patiently, Waiting patiently, working the jab, and letting Khan burn off this nervous energy. Ooh, kind of hook uppercut to the body by Brook. Khan tries to come back with a combination, but doesn't really land. Again with the right hand left hook combo by Brook. Doesn't rock Khan this time though. Kel's trying to land these chocolate brownies right now. Kel is just boxing so poised right now, and Amir Khan is just like a lot of frenetic energy as he circles left to right. Oh, he hits him again with a right hand. Khan took it well this time, though. Ooh. Khan is tying up quite a bit on the inside. It doesn't really look like Khan wants to engage on the inside at all right now. Can't really blame him. His game is on the outside. Khan is trying to jab, but at the moment, his jab isn't very accurate. Okay, landed a right hand there and immediately went to tie up when they got on the inside. All right, good second round. They both acknowledged each other there. I give Kell Brook that second round, though. But a good comeback round for Amir Khan, given the state he was in round one. So I got it 20-18 right now for Kell Brook. Reese, you're absolutely right. Brook seems more poised and patient. Interestingly, Kell Brook is not breathing heavily at all in the corner. He seems to be in tremendous shape for this fight. And the way he's boxing is poised, under control, patient. All right, seconds out. Here we go. Round number 3, getting ready to start. Kell Brook's dead in the center of the ring. Amir Khan's out to join him. Jab by Amir Khan. He's trying to establish the jab. Kell Brook sitting there patient. Feinting. Kell Brook's feinting quite a bit here. And then lunges in with a big left hook and misses wildly. You just get the sense right now that Amir Khan is one big shot away from getting badly hurt again. Amir Khan just landed 2 good left hands. But at this point, it doesn't seem like there is that much power on Amir Khan's punches because they are not earning any respect from Kell Brook at all. But right now, Kell Brook's activity has dropped quite a bit. He's really got to pick up the jab. And right now, Amir Khan has decided to up the volume. He's back bouncing on his legs. He's back to jabbing. Not so much circling from left to right, but more kind of standing at center ring. Amir Khan seems to have settled down a lot. He was quite nervous in that first round. Khan's starting to be effective with the jab. Khan's back to circling left, circling right. Kell Brook's slightly struggling to cut off the ring here as he struggles also to establish his jab again. Amir Khan, 3 jabs landed on Kell Brook. Not powerful jabs, but kind of fast jabs. but scoring jabs nonetheless. Kell Brook kind of comes back with his own jab. Amir Khan has decided to box here on the back foot and circle left to circle right and jump in with the occasional jab in combination. Kell Brook is not really landing anything meaningful at all in this round. Ooh, Amir Khan just went in with a blazing fast 1-2 combination followed up by hooks. Oh, he just ate a right hand by Kell Brook, but took it very well comparatively. But he's covering up bad right now, Amir Khan. I think he got hurt, and he's just trying to ride the shots. He's backpedaling again. Amir Khan is. Kell Brook lunges in with an uppercut. Oh, he hurt Amir Khan into the ropes. Could argue that the ropes held him up there. Khan is hanging on for dear life at this moment. But the referee does not give him a count. That's a clear Kell Brook round. Kell Brook salvaged what was going to be a very mediocre round for him with an outburst of power punches towards the end that again hurt Amir Khan. Bomack's telling him to get back to moving and working the jab, but that can only work for so long. 30-27 for Kell Brook. Amir Khan's chin will always be his weak spot. Because as soon as Kell Brook landed a meaningful shot, and this was after Amir Khan was actually being quite successful, it was Bambi leg times and into the rope and nonstop clinching in survival mode. I agree, Reese. Khan was winning the third until he got caught. Absolutely. Interesting enough, too, is that Kell Brook is always first out of his stool and first to center ring. They tie up in the middle of the ring. Amir Khan's back to jabbing, doing his best to follow instructions. Oh, eats a straight right hand. Amir Khan's fighting his ass off, considering I believe that he just got hurt. He's clinching again. He ate a savage right hand, but took it. Very reminiscent of Canelo's a knockout punch. Again, he eats a right hand. Khan's got to do better at raising his left hand to protect himself after these jabs. Because right now, when Kell decides to launch that right hand, it's can't miss with the right hand from Kell Brook. Kell Brook is doing very good little subtle things in there between the feints and between the half step backs when Amir Khan lunges in to throw combinations. He's boxing a very good fight right now, Kell Brook is. Kell Brook just throws a 1-2, back to the jab. Amir Khan's in steady retreat right now. Throws a 1-2 himself. Looked like the right hand landed, but didn't deter Kell Brook at all. Kell just ate a left hook from Khan. And they're back to clinching on the inside. Ref separates them, and here we go back. 1-2 by Brook. 1-2 by Khan, but not much landed. Khan back to circling to his left and trying to throw the jab. Kell Brook's subtle head movement, subtle foot feints, constantly has Khan stepping to the left, stepping to the right, circling. But he's got to figure out a way to cut off the ring again and land one of these big shots if you're Kell Brook. It looks like he just did. He's got Amir Khan against the ropes again. clinching. Another round by Kell Brook, as Amir Khan complains to the referee for Kell Brook throwing at the bell. We're gonna see Bo Mac's worth as a trainer right now. He talked a big game going into this fight. Well, similar advice from Bo Mac in the corner, which is to move, to throw the jab. He's also telling him to throw a double left hook. But boom, he landed a savage overhand shot on Khan. Credit to Khan for taking that shot that round. Credit to Khan. Reese, you're absolutely right. He has to hold the phone. He's got to raise that right hand. And his left hand when it comes to the right hand. He keeps lowering that left hand. All right, start of round 5. I've got it 40-36 Brook. Khan tries to jab to the body. Kell responds to the body. Leaps with a jab. Follows with a lunging right hand. Andre Ward has the same scorecard that I do, 40-36. I don't know how you could have it otherwise, to be honest. Kell can't miss with the right hand after the jab. He sets it up with the jab and he just missed the lunging left hook, which is one of the Kell Brook specialties. Ooh. 1-2 by Brook. Looks like he hurt Amir Khan again. Amir Khan's backpedaling and now covering up in the corner as he tries to circle. Kell Brook is just teeing off on Amir Khan right now. Teeing off on Amir Khan. I'm sensing a Mosley Margarito moment against the ropes at some point here, because he is just menacing as he stalks him against and pushes him back to the ropes. Honestly, this has been a mismatch since about halfway through round 1. Kell Brook is just teeing off on Amir Khan. You can literally see Amir Khan wilting in front of us in terms of his defense. And his punches right now are literally arm punches with very little power on them at all. Left hook by Brook after throwing a lead right. Another lead right by Brook. Khan circling from left to right. Khan is forced to just hug and hold to survive here in round number 5. There's about 30 seconds left. Ooh. Left hook, right hand by Brook. You can see that Kell Brook is just trying to take Amir Khan's head off here. Again, he went nuclear with a lunging left hook. Looks like Chris Eubank Jr. sitting there with Terrence Crawford. I don't know why Bo Mac keeps telling Amir Khan that all he has to do is like jab and he's winning the fight. Amir Khan has not won a single round and he's been trying to jab. They've got to come up with something else. Sheffield Steel. So much for the rumors that Kell Brook's eyes wouldn't stand up in this fight. I told people Amir Khan does not punch like Terrence Crawford or Not that Terrence Crawford even hurt his eye, but like Triple G. Here we go. Oh, Bambi legs again, this time off a jab. Khan hurt badly by a jab to start round number 6. Amir Khan's holding at this point and not doing much fighting. He's going to get... I would be surprised if Amir Khan makes it out of this round. He is not looking good. Kell Brook is on a mission right now, and he's going for the knockout. He is stalking Amir Khan, and the referee has seen enough. That is it. The referee has seen enough. Great stoppage by the referee because it was not competitive at all from about halfway through round number 1. Kell Brook steps in to the ring with Amir Khan and proves who the better fighter is. Greeted there by his father. And by his trainer, Dom Engel. Great win by Kell Brook. Great win by Kell Brook. Dominating win by Kell Brook. Fought his fight. Great defense. Timing was there. I love the subtle things he was doing with the feints and with the defense. I think that's it for Amir Khan. Question is, where does Kell Brook go from here? You know, maybe they'll be able to secure a big fight for him at 154. Maybe a Tim Tszyu, someone of that level. Maybe a Conor Benn if they can figure out a catch weight. Neil Sinclair, you're saying Eubank maybe at 154. If you're managing Kell Brook, you don't want to see Kell Brook move up to 160 again. Because I think that the guys at 160 are just too big for him. But I think 154, he'd be able to hang out well right there. Then they're saying this felt like RJJ Tyson. I'm not going to allow anything real to happen. Well, Kell Brook was going for the knockout, you know. So going into this, I had Brook ahead 50-45 going into that last round. And I don't think Amir Khan won a single round on this night. Listen to Andre Ward right now pontificate on this. He's actually making some very good points about whether or not Amir Khan was trying to convince himself or convince the public with all the talk going into this fight. I mean, I just didn't see how anyone had Amir Khan winning this fight. I just could not see him standing up to 12 rounds of Kell Brook. Honestly, had this fight happened when they were in this prime, it might have been even worse for Amir Khan. Oh, Sky's telling you it was a good fight. No, it wasn't a good fight. This was a mismatch from beginning to end. Total domination. I'm just waiting to hear the final interviews, and then that'll be it. Not really much more to say about this one. It was literally a stalking, patient performance from Kell Brook. They got to call Kell Brook the Terminator because that's how he was fighting. All that steel in his face. Amir Khan threw 151 punches. Kell Brook 224. Kell Brook landed 79 to Khan's 34. Amir Khan threw more jabs, but landed the same amount. And power punches, I mean, Kell Brook landed 42% of his power punches. 154 to 64. Good Lord. Well, got to give one of these. Kell Brook. He did his thing. Let's hear if we get a final post-fight interview with Kell Brook here, who's standing with Ben Shalom in the ring. You guys can hear that. All right, so you go. Well, he's saying something to Amir Khan at the end there. I don't know what they said to each other. Well, big fight next week, guys. We got Josh Taylor, undisputed 140-pound champion against Catterall. Doesn't look like they're gonna give us a post-fight interview here. So yeah, I think Ben, Steve, I think Ben at 149, 150. I wouldn't go down to 147 if I was Kell Brook. He's no longer a welterweight. No longer welterweight. Anyways, that's it from me, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me and enjoying this fight with me. All right, I'll see all of you guys later. Thank you. Hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed. I'll see everyone later.